Yes, good morning. My name is Loyford Kibala, County Commissioner Nakuru. We came here quite early in the morning. Of course, the reason being that yesterday we had some heavy rains from the afternoon to the late night. And where we are, we have a sinkhole that collected water, and then that water just went down and interfered with the shoulders of the highway. This is the Nakuru-Mau Summit highway. Now, last year again, the same point, we had the same issue, and KeNHA and our geologists have been working on this section from here to Ngata because of the activities that we have seen along this path, which I want to presume we couldn't be having a fault line. The KeNHA team have spent the night here. One of their responsibility here was to make sure that they find out whether the highway has been affected by the same. Of course, there is a crack that you can see, but they were able to dig down deep and found that the road is okay. So they have backfilled it, but beyond the backfilling, we can see some activities upstream, of which I think we have a number of sinkholes along the upstream to Menengai up there. Now I want to assure the motorists who are using the Nakuru-Eldoret highway that the road is passable, it is okay, it is safe, but we want the KeNHA and the engineers to continue with their investigations so that finally we may see whether we can have a permanent solution. But I think we should be very observant again on our drainage system, because too much water is bringing in too much worries. And again, to our people who are constructing houses, I think this is important that we check on the heights of our houses and where we are putting them, because moving forward we could be having issues that we might not be very happy with. And to the people downstream to Kaptembwa, again, we should also be very careful on our drainage system. And the county government is here represented by Ndegwa. I've seen him here, because that is our responsibility to check on the drainage system in Nakuru, so that as we get more rains, because we are receiving more rains, we are able to take care of our drainage systems and areas that we could be having sinkholes. I want to invite the engineer for KeNHA, Engineer Kibet, so that he can give the technical bit, because he has been around for some time because of these activities that have been happening. I remember last year we had a team from the geology departments that came to Maimayu, they came to Nakuru, they went to Ngata, checking on the activities that are happening underground, so that we can be able to advise the government accordingly. And that is work in progress, but the engineer will mention a few things so that we are able to secure the highway and our population in Nakuru. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so my name is Engineer Kibet Terigin, the Corridor Director for Corridor B, Kenya National Highways Authority, or KeNHA. And first we want to assure the members of public that this section of the highway, following the failure which occurred last evening, is safe. So the road is safe. We have opened to traffic after an overnight activity where we confirmed that whatever was happening has not affected the integrity of the road. Basically, what we are witnessing here is a geological activity, and we are seeing what we call a pyroduct which is existing below this area. And what has happened because of the rains is it causes the overlying material above the pyroduct to collapse, and that is why we are seeing very deep gullies. And for some time now, it has been progressing towards the road. So we have inspected, we have confirmed that even though the failure came to the shoulder of the road, the integrity of the pavement is okay and it is safe. Number two, as I said, there is a geological activity which is affecting the kind of material which is overlying where we are standing. It's a predominant material that we call pyroclastic material. It's a volcanic material that gets affected in a big way by flow of water. So what we have observed is that there is groundwater flow from upstream, and what it does is it creates microtunnels below the ground, and that is what we call the pyroduct, and those microtunnels allow the flow of water. So it has flown progressively, and now it is here at the location of the road. And as the flow continues, the microtunnels widen, and then at some point it collapses. And as I said, this is what we are witnessing happening around here. So I still confirm that the road is safe because the pavement layers have been constructed to a higher strength, higher level as compared to the underlying material. Sorry for that, it's work which is in progress, and it is what we are doing is to protect so that we don't have that same effect happening today or in the near future as the geological activity progresses. So what we'll do after this is to continue investigating that flow because it's a ground activity. As at now, we have not been able to completely assess below, but the ground activity continues, and the pyroclastic material which we have mentioned is able to soak all that volume of water arriving here, and once it is soaked enough, it causes the collapse. We believe that the activity which occurred 2 or 3 years ago upstream created those microtunnels or pyroducts, and they have now progressed this way. So the source of this flow of the storm water could be somewhere upstream of here, but we'll continue observing and monitoring, and as we get to understand fully the activity going underground, we'll prescribe long-term solutions that in our view should happen upstream.
Yeah. So my name is Getao Dhabanja. Mimi ni manager Nakuru City, na tuko hapa kwa sababu ya sinkhole yenye imefanyika hapa Eveready hapa roundabout yenye ilifanyika jana usiku. Jambo la kwanza, nashukuru sana wakaaji hapa Nakuru wenye walikimbia hapa wakablock barabara, because I'm made to understand ni raia walikuja wakablock just to avoid the accident that could happen, kwa sababu the sinkhole ilikuwa imekula mpaka barabara. Kenye sasa naweza, kuna kitu tumeobserve na hizi sinkhole, because there are several in Nakuru, they are following the same line. Ukiangalia yenye imefanyika hapo Kiamunyi, it is diagonal to this point, na ukiangalia hapa chini hapa Kaptembo it is the same line, meaning much as we talk about there are several fault line within Nakuru City, this is visible, na wakaaji wenye wanaishi katika hiyo laini, hata wenye wafanyabiashara wenye wanajenga hapo kwa hiyo laini, it is now the highest time for them to know that they are suspended because wako kwa sinkhole. Wengine nishukuru sana the intervention yenye inafanywa hii asubuhi yote na KeNHA, wamefika hapa na saa hizi tunaona kuna hiyo kuziba, hiyo tunaziba na mawe, but even after they do this first aid yenye inafanya barabara watu waweze kupitia, it's now good for us now to map this area kutoka juu mpaka chini, na wenye wanaishi katika hiyo fault line watahadharishwe ili wahame. Ikiwa sio kuhama, they should also be aware that they are risking their life, because hii si ati kuambiwa ati maisha yako iko kwa danger, because you can also see hata hii barabara hapa hii maji inapitia hapa ili sink. It also tells us that there also needs to be some intervention so that isifike mahali ati gari inafika hapa ina sink. And one of the thing tunaona the consistency ya hizi sinkhole, it is when it rains. Kama hii maji imepitia chini, ni kumaanisha we need also to divert some water upstream so that isipitie kwa hii, because hapa ni kama kumaanisha ni kama iko na jia hapa chini ya sakafu, na hiyo itatu affect sisi kama wakaaji wa Nakuru, but also we should be vigilant. Tukae tukijua kwamba hii mambo ya sinkhole hapa Nakuru inahitaji tuiangalie kwa makini sana. The other thing is that we have the city board through the leadership ya county ya governor KeNHA. We want to do now the mapping yenye ilikuwa imefanywa na GDC, iangaliwe tena whether it's going also to be updated so that we see, so that we can have intervention ya advise that along these areas we don't need to have construction done. They should also be left as they are because they are risk. So that is what we can say, and I know that the city board will be meeting next week. Kwa hivyo this is one of the agenda yenye tutaangalia, and then we have some resources allocated to geological study so that we can just map up all the areas within the city that are risk, and then we can be advising our people not to construct along those areas or not to occupy those areas. We leave them for the nature, because this is a natural river, is a natural course of the river, which is also going to be, it should be left unoccupied. Thank you very much.
Jioni baada ya mvua imetulia kunyesha, tukasikia mlio, ile impact ya kitu imeporomoka. Siku ya kwanza tukaona mtu amepark gari hapa kando, na tukadecide kukuja. Tulipokuja tukaona ni shimo imeingia chini na maji inaenda chini, na tuoni mahali maji inaenda. Sasa ndio tukaona vile gari zinakanyanga, unaona kuna impact bado, unasikia ile mtetemeko. So that's why tuliamua kama raia tukafunga barabara, tukadivert magari. Yeah.
Na maji ilikuwa mingi sana.
Ilikuwa mingi kabisa. Yeah, na mahali inaenda ionekane. Yeah.
Hizi vitu zimekuwa so much Nakuru County. Unafikia nini ifanywe nyinyi kama kazi wa Nakuru, na mnaishi na hofu na pia maisha kwa nyumba?
Ile kitu tungeomba ni wale wanasayansi wakuje ground waangalie kitu. Yeah. Ni Boniface Maor.
Yeah. Unajua
Kikuyu.
Chini. Sasa watajaza nini? Watajaza mchanga huko ndani naye nini?
Okay, naye pia hapa kwenye imeenda.
Hapa pia ingekuwa na kama.
Hapa kwenye imeenda hapa chini. Si nikomaliza habari kuna simu inaendelea.
Wakati mwingine sijajaza tu hivi. Walijaza tu hivi, hakuna kitu wanafanya.
Tunaona inaenda chini.
Alafu tena vile walifanya walikuja wakazima nini? Mtaro ya maji.
Na hapa ukiona
wako chini. Waliziba mtaro ya maji. Baadaye watengeneza mtaro hivi, waliziba mtaro maji ilikuwa ikiingia pande ile. Sasa unaona inarudi. Baadaye watengeneza mtaro kama hii.
Kwa hivyo mnaona kama ni mambo tu na drainage hapa.
Drainage tu.
Okay.
Hii unaweza fikiria ni mchezo, lakini
hata ukienda pale upige picha pale uone hiyo gari imejaa maji.
Si wameshiba hapa. Na hii maji ilikuwa imeteremka.
Basi.
Si nikumaanisha hapa kwa hii barabara.
Ndio nimesema wameziba mdomo na huko chini.
Na chini kuna zisimo bado.
Hakuna kitu anafanya.
Ni kama inaenda wapi maji kishaenda chini?
Sinaenda tu hata hivi, kuna mtu anajua
hapa. Unajua hapa
haitokezee huko technology.
Haitokei.
Juzi katika hapa chini. Hata ile nyumba zilikuwa imekatika juzi.